short stint behind the wheel of this Japanese beauty may not be enough to constitute a comprehensive test drive. But since the new Supra that we drove was lent to us by a supportive private owner and not part of the media test fleet of Toyota Motor Philippines, we eagerly grabbed the opportunity to get a feel of the hottest new car in the market today. This is the 2020 Toyota Supra. Okay, first, here's a bit of history about the car. The original Supra was derived from the 1978 Toyota Celica GT. Known internally as the A40, the first generation Supra was produced from 1978 to 1981. This was followed by the second generation Supra, or the A60, which was made between 1981 until 1985. The A70, or the third generation model, came out from 1986 until 1993. The Supra was finally spun off as a separate and independent model from the Celica. And then of course we have the fourth generation A80, which was introduced in 1993 and had a long 9-year lifespan as a popular model until it was discontinued in 2002. The Supra made a comeback when the fifth generation model stemmed from the collaboration between Toyota and BMW. While the Supra is based on the BMW Z4, its exterior design was heavily inspired by the 2014 Toyota FT1 concept car. It debuted at the North American International Auto Show in Detroit on June 2019 as a 2020 model. It was then launched in the Philippines on July 9, 2019. Because of the much anticipated launch of the Supra, TMP reported that their entire allocation has already been sold out. Thus, we are lucky to get our hands on this Prominence Red Supra, which is owned by our good friend Johnson Tan. His car is the second Supra released in the country, following the first one, which was intended for the chairman of TMP. Only one variant of the Supra is available in the country, and it is powered by a BMW-sourced twin-scroll turbocharged 3-liter inline-6 engine that pumps out 335 horsepower from 5,000 to 6,500 RPM and 500 Nm of torque. Power is then sent to the rear wheels through an 8-speed automatic transmission. A manual transmission option is currently not offered. Toyota claims that the Supra can accelerate from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 4.1 seconds and has an electronically limited top speed of 250 km per hour. We actually think that these figures are quite conservative. The new Supra's exterior is not a throwback to the old Supras. It only carries a small nostalgic link to the A80 with its exaggerated double bubble roof and ducktail rear spoiler. However, there are exterior styling points that infuse Toyota traits to differentiate it from the BMW Z4. We find that the side view of the Supra, with its sculpted roofline and body, aggressive wheel arches, and long hood short deck layout, is the best angle of this car. At the back, the dual exhaust tips, the low height, and wide stance seem to point out that the 2020 Supra is more sports car than a GT. It is more akin to the Toyota 86 than the 2002 Supra A80. Some fanatics of the Supra expressed a bit of disappointment about its German origins and two-seat configuration instead of retaining the traditional 2+2 coupe styling of the first 4 generations. Thankfully, the brutish turbo inline-6 and rear-wheel drive immediately links the new Supra to its glorious past. After sliding into its 8-way power-adjustable Alcantara seats, you will find more evidence of the Supra's German connection. The iDrive controller, touchscreen infotainment system, and digital gauge cluster are practically similar to those found inside the BMW Z4. Pressing the engine start-stop button and hearing the inline-6 rev from idle to redline is enough to send chills down your spine. With electronic traction control, those meaty rear tires bite into the tarmac and just provide you with immediate forward thrust. Mashing the throttle can produce acceleration-induced whiplash accompanied by a great big smile on your face. But out of respect for the newness of the car and the generosity of the owner, we did not attempt to turn off the traction control and allow the torque to smoke the tires. Let's just say that the Supra can easily turn wild when you want it to. With its adaptive variable suspension and 50-50 weight distribution, the Supra handles like a go-kart. The 8-speed automatic just keeps the engine purring in its sweet spot. Plus, it stops on a dime with those massive ventilated disc brakes on all 4 corners. We initially expected a stiff, choppy ride to go with its great handling, but we were pleased to find that the Supra is comfortable, quiet, and remarkably well-behaved during city drives in normal mode. Sport mode may rattle your innards a bit with its increased throttle response, stiffened suspension, and more direct steering feel. To complement all these performance, Toyota engineers equipped the Supra with a lot of safety features like ABS or anti-lock brakes, EBD or electronic brake distribution, stability control, traction control, and multiple airbags. During our brief drive, we felt that the Supra can make a novice driver perform like a pro, and make a professional driver perform even better. We simply feel and know that it can be a great car to take on track days. Its security system includes an engine immobilizer to ensure that this sports car always stays in the owner's possession. Our test drive was all too brief, but still, we were thankful for the experience. We began wishing that we have 5 million pesos burning a hole in our pockets so we can take a Toyota Supra home and call it our own.